Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Yeah. Hi there, Miss Sniffles. You really got the sniffles too, huh? One of the trickiest things about keeping rhino vipers is keeping the humidity up during the winter months, because until they're really acclimated and have been in this environment for a couple years, they're very prone to respiratory infections, and this is what's happened to Miss Sniffles. She's got some clogged nostrils, she's mouth breathing, puffing, all that fun stuff. So got to get her out, got to get her weighed, and got to get some intramuscular antibiotics into her until the culture comes back. We'll get her started on something because you can't wait, because it'll be too late if I wait 4 or 5 days for a culture to come back. And with the holiday next week, that makes it even more important to get some antibiotics into her. Okay, unfortunately, the first step in getting antibiotics into her is getting her weighed. I tried initially today. Yeah, I know you're agitated. I'm sorry. First of all, you try the most least invasive way of doing this, and that's, I offered her a rodent with some antibiotic orally, at least to get something into her and see if that's sufficient to get this thing under control, because you don't disturb the snake, you don't stress the snake. Rhino vipers stress very quickly, especially when they're ill. So you don't like to manipulate them, and of course you don't like to manipulate them because you don't want to get bitten. No, you don't. And two, you know, you don't want to, you know, alienate the animal against you, because I've got to sort of manhandle her, you know, and restrain her and inject her, which, you know, is going to be painful. Yeah, I know, I see you puffing, sweetie. So the first thing we do is we get her out and in the can, so to speak, to get her weighed. And this might be a 2-hook operation. Okay, girlie, you're fine. You're fine. Yes, we're going to go in the can, whether we like it or not. Okay. Now, of course, I have to do infection control, and anything that that touches her, and while she's out and in the can, so to speak, I'll probably clean and disinfect her cage just so she doesn't get reinfected. So the next step is to weigh the can. The can has a tear weight of 1.47 kilograms. So now all I have to do is weigh this, and I know how much she weighs just by subtracting one from the other. So here's the tub on the scale. It's reading 2.66 kilograms, which means that Miss Sniffles is almost 1,000 grams all by herself. If you remember, it was she's over 1,000 grams. It was 1.47. We're now at 2.66, so she's about 1,200 grams or so in weight. So we need that to get the right dosage of antibiotic into her. Well, here's a Tori and George. Now, if you remember, George was in the cage up until we came back from the trip, and so technically George has been exposed, and I didn't know she had an illness until after George was over here. So I have to watch George and a Tori for signs of a respiratory infection, because you know, George is in there and George is potentially infected. So this complicates things, but if they're infected, at least I don't have to get antibiotic, because the one I'll get will probably be sufficient. We just have to adjust the dose for the weight. How you doing, girlie? Huh? Your eye really blends in very well on this side. You can hardly see it. How's your nose, huh? Well, I raised the humidity in the cage. Yes, I did, I know. And her booger snout went away. So right now, I am not going to treat her. I'll watch her closely. And the real telltale is if I can get her back on feed, which is a really good thing. But if I can get her to feed, I'll just sneak some antibiotic into the feed item and give her a couple doses of that and ward off anything that might be lurking. But right now her nose isn't bubbling, she's not throat puffing, so we're not going to do any drastic measures. Right? We'll give you something to eat a little later, okay? Okay. Hi, how you doing, huh? How you doing? I know, I see you. I see you hiding back there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see you. Yep, yep. Would you like a rat? Huh? Would you like a rat? I've got a rat, but you gotta come over here for it. Would you like this rat? You would? Come on. Come on. You gotta get the rat over here. Come on. Come on. You want Mr. Rat? Huh? Come on. No, what? You don't want to come up here for it? Come on. You've done it before. You just want to sit back there and me bring it to you, huh? How about we make Mr. Rat move around your cage, huh? Oh, doesn't that look tasty? Huh? I don't want you chewing on the plant. Come on. Meanwhile, the pogo stick with venom is enjoying her rat. Huh? Alright, I'll be nice. Here you go. There you go. There, I knew you wanted that. That's a big one for you, huh? You enjoy. Oh, it looks like Dracula. I want to bite your neck. Ah, ah. Sounds like the Count, too. Oh, well. Yeah, it's just not a big enough target for you to hit, huh?
I'm insulted.
Look at that. What? I don't have big ones. Well, I've got really big ones, but, you know, that's not good for you to eat. Huh? Look at him. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Huh? Yeah, it's a little one. Come on. I know. It's not nice. I'm sorry, but this is all I got. I got rat pups. So you get 2 or 3 instead of one big one. He's like, oh, where's the big rat? Huh? Where's the big rat, bud? I know. This is hardly worth doing anything for, huh? I know. I bet that girl over there will eat it. She's not as picky as you are. Huh? Now come on, you have to be exact because I don't want you to hurt yourself on the tongues. Are you sniffing it? What are you doing? Huh? You don't like mice. You don't like rat pups. You only like medium-sized rats. What kind of a diet do you have, huh? Come on. No, no, you don't want that, huh? Well, I'm going to give it to the girl, okay? You want me to give it to the girl? Alright, I'm going to give it to the girl. Hey there. Would you like this wrap up? Your roomie doesn't know quite what to do with it. Would you like to demonstrate? You would? Okay, see?
There we go.
George, that's what you're supposed to do to it. Don't give me that. Hi, girlie. Is that yummy? Look at that, huh? Let me get that piece of substrate that's stuck at the bottom off. There you go. See, George? That's how you do it with rat pups. Look at him. Pan over. Look at him. He's doing that all on his own. Say, hey, you got my rat pup there, bitch. Okay. Why don't you get your snout in there, please? Come on. Come on. Be nice. There we go. Punch your nose. Okay. Let's see if we can entice George.
Because you're giving me one of these small things again.
No. It's like, get that away from me. Yeah, I know. I gave her yours, but you didn't want them. You didn't want them. Huh? You didn't want them, Mr. George. Alright, I've got other fish to fry, so you can entertain George there for a minute.
Well, she finished hers and you're just sitting there.
Ah, look, George is over here with the girl trying to make a move on her, huh? Look at that, huh? Oh, I know what you're up to. I know you're visiting with that girl. It's about time. Yeah. Hopefully we get some baby rhino vipers. Well, how are you today? You okay? Your Sniffler seems to be working well. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, I bet. Are you interested in some food today, huh? Yeah, well, I'll give you some food. Now, I went back and I reread Trutnow's Venomous Snakes in a Terrarium, and he had a very funny passage on rhino vipers because he claims that the sniffling part, the animal is indicating that it's stressed out and really unhappy and stuff, and I'm sorry, I don't have the same opinion. You know, they sort of do this, you know, on their own or sort of as a greeting and stuff. I think when they don't do it, I think they're stressed out, they're frightened or something like that. But it's interesting how we can have two different opinions on what's going on here. But I do agree with him that rhino vipers are very skittish snakes. They prefer not brightly lit cages. They prefer to be left alone and undisturbed as much as possible. And that makes for a happy rhino viper, doesn't it? But, you know, when I come in the room and I look over and she's sniffling at me and I haven't even come near her cage, same thing with the other two guys, I don't think that, you know, I think bobbing your head is sort of attracting attention, not trying to scare it off, right? Okay, all right, you relax, I'll bring you some food later. Well, we have a definite lockup between George and Notori. Okay guys, I won't bother you, but good job, have fun. Well, I had just caught the Tori and George all locked up again, but I don't think it really means anything. I apparently disturbed them. All I did was I just looked at them and they were like, "Oh, caught. We can't do this." So George got his junk back inside, and it looks like a Tori did birth control here. She purged her cloaca, got rid of some poop, some urate, and probably any semen that was in there. So, don't know. You know, a Tori had to go. So.
Poor George.
Poor George, yep. So, what the hell, what can I say? We'll see. Sorry, guy. Huh? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. You're like, you mother. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. You should do that at night when everybody's sleeping. You can just lock up and lay there. Sorry. Been busy mating. Would you like something to eat? Huh? You haven't eaten for quite some time. I know. Oh, there we go. You got the job done, and now it's time to stock up, huh? Good for you, bud.
Worked up an appetite.
Yeah. That's excellent. Always worries me when they go off feed because of mating season and stuff. Hi, Tori. You just stay right there, no inching. Tori, I hate to give you something big to eat because you're already big and have a lot of bulk, and you're hopefully going into a pregnancy. So you don't necessarily need all that extra stuff. Here. You missed. There you go. There you go. I wasn't playing games with you. She's like, you gave me that little hors d'oeuvre. I want a big one. I'll let you watch her. Hi, Elvis. Hey, girlie. You want a rat? You do? You want a rat? You do? Well, come on over here and get it. Well, come on. I can't go in there. Come on. You know I see your big pupils. Do you want this? You want me to bring it to you, huh? There you go. Good girl. You're such a good girl.
Went down in a hurry.
Mmm. Go ahead. Not quite ready, huh? There we go. That's a good girl. There you go, George. Really worked up an appetite.